Hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have the not so crazy possibility that Meghan might be putting an eye on her next step in terms of global domination. You know that after 18 years of marriage, Justin and Sophie Trudeau have announced that they are separating. And it doesn't look like a temporary thing, it sounds quite permanent. But you remember how they looked at King Charles' coronation as they fooled everyone. Nice smiles, looking at each other. They looked quite relaxed, and at the same time, they were holding hands and all the displays to tell everyone that they are a happy couple and they are more united than ever. Yada, yada, yada. That remind me of the Montecito duo, by the way. But let's face it, Meghan and Harry are by no means as good acting like Justin and Sophie. By the way, yesterday's live stream was one of the funniest that I've had in like forever, so let's repeat it soon. And not to brag, but I had already called it a few years back with this video. Perhaps the cringiest video in the story of Canada, and by the way, it was recorded for Canada Day. Of course, this exact moment was edited and not released to the public, but thanks to whoever had access to this footage and released it in the internet wilderness, we can witness one of the worst couple behaviors the world has ever seen. Yeah, that looking away, almost pushing away, and the distant body language spoke volumes. I should do a full deconstruction again on my body language guide channel. But my attorneys have scolded me again and have forced me to be clear about this image, that it does not exist. But it would not be surprising that the Duchess of Sausages seized the opportunity to be the First Lady of Canada. But I've got pictures that are very, very real. And this is something that could be interesting in the long run. You know that Justin Trudeau and Harry are good, close friends since a long time ago. How do you think this could play out in the future? As usual, I don't want to get into politics, but it's inevitable to ask this kind of questions, don't you think? And one question that I haven't been able to get out of my head is, what is some people thinking when they do things like this one? Thanks to Royal Wales Cambridge Power on Twitter, we got that the self-proclaimed #1 royal commentator on TikTok, which is kind of saying that you're the Duchess of Poundland or Dollar Tree, is offering the unique opportunity of joining her on a tour to Scotland for the outrageous sum of more than $4,000. I mean, what the actual F is this? What doesn't it include? Plane ticket, accommodation, insurance, meals, special earplugs so you don't have to listen to her? What kind of world is this? Then I gave it a serious thought. I should be doing the same. Why? Because in terms of total views, I am the #1 royal commentator on YouTube, the #1 Mr. Worldwide. So I should organize a tour of Scotland myself. Tour the Highlands with the Royal Rogue in a kilt and set an even more outrageous price tag of £11,000 per seat, and then put in all caps, only 2 spots left. But this will be no ordinary trip with the Royal Rogue. No, I will also cook haggis for you, and we will eat Venezuelan arepas with haggis. Yeah, a perfect blend of cultures. What do you think? Are you up for it? And when we are talking of being the one and only, we need to talk about copycats. And I found this tweet from CCT interesting. Nutter butter Meghan Markle copying Princess of Wales' hair and even lost weight and had more plastic surgery, allegedly, to look like Catherine the Great. Meghan Markle, #Meghan Markle is a grifter. And I don't know what do you think about this, but yes, it's not that the resemblance is uncanny, because it's not, but you can't deny that there's some intention behind the way Meghan looked on that video and Catherine's classic hairstyle. But it was not only the hairstyle, because it was also the way she was dressed. Now, I think this is a bit of a stretch because the style was completely different, but it's no wonder that the color scheme that methane used to appear natural and spontaneous has to do with playing with the same hues and shades that Catherine has used in similar settings. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but there's one thing that tells me I am spot on. And it's that Harry was looking exactly as we have seen William a couple times, with a white shirt and khaki trousers. I don't know how I missed this one yesterday, but it was spot on. And there are also pictures of William some time ago with a similar color scheme. But what really makes Harry look like a copycat is that this is not a combination that we have been used to see him lately. Well, except in those times that he looked absolutely delighted of being next to the woman who saved him from the clutches of the evil and racist royal family. Oh, those were the days of love, long gone now. But as YouTube's #1 royal commentator, I also have the responsibility of calling out misinformation. And this is clear misinformation from GV News. Meghan Markle's friends walking away from Duchess of Sussex's after feuds. No, this is misleading because Meghan doesn't have friends. She only got contacts, and only if so-called contacts are useful to her. Why do you think we haven't heard of Jessica Mulroney ever again, or Serena, or Michelle Obama? So let's call things by their name. And speaking of losing, we also have the news that Better Up, the career coaching startup that employs Prince Harry as its chief impact officer, is laying off 16% of its staff. And yes, 16% is a non-negligible amount. And I think it's really bad news because it's hard to lose your job in times like this. But this must be following the debacle of last year's tech industry layoffs that have been a complete bloodbath. Or, in other words, the way Meghan claims she was treated by Catherine with those recollections of the royal wedding again. Oh my God, as I said, these months are really dry in terms of royal news, so these people have to come up with anything, including that appearance at Wimbledon that, by the way, I remember. This was one of my first video analysis that I did on the royal family back in 2021. From friendship to feud, I call it. It was almost a mini documentary of half an hour, including highlights like that killer stare right in front of everyone. Can you imagine how she behaves in private? And speaking of Wimbledon, Roger Federer said some interesting words about sitting in the royal box with Catherine. My dad whispered, "Wouldn't you rather be playing than watching?" And I said, "No, I'm happy to enjoy the match. It was so fun sitting next to Princess Catherine. I know her very well. We have to be careful not to talk too much." Yeah, that's a real gentleman that knows how dangerous can be the public opinion because everyone was already making up stories about them. And just to prove that Roger and his wife Mirka are really good friends with the Middletons, here are pictures thanks to Cambridge for all of them hanging out with Carol and Pippa. Today we say goodbye with a joke from Mike and Zara Tyndall shared by Lady B of Belsize. And you can see that I am not the only one who uses artificial intelligence to make memes. They share this Barbie and Ken lookalikes to their Instagram account to stay on trend with the times. I think that's how they are so relatable to so many people. They are great indeed. My Royal Rogues, it's my pleasure to create these daily videos for you. All you need to do to support my channel is hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you, and remember, much love and bliss.